What is up, everybody? Shauna D Man here. Welcome back to the Auburn Podcast channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend, had yourselves a great Monday. We are back with another episode, continuing with some more transfer portal talk because both Auburn football and basketball have been really solid in going into the transfer portal and either getting quality starters or legit depth pieces. So we're pretty short episode for today. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into a lot of things. We're gonna start with the Auburn side when it comes to basketball. Hold on a second. So all right, so Auburn picked up a couple of transfers. The first one was James Ash, 3-star out of FAMU? I forgot. Don't remember what it's actually called. What is it actually called? Florida A&M. Okay. So Auburn picks up a defensive line. But again, this was something that Auburn were really expecting to do this, post spring portal, was to go in and get guys at quality depth. Do I think a guy like James Ash is going to be a starter? Probably not. I don't see him starting over somebody like Malik Autry, Bobby Travis, and some other pretty solid defensive line pieces. But I think he is. Now I could be wrong, but I do think he is probably someone who can come in and provide good quality depth and give you some minutes while he's out there. So nice little pickup in that regard. And then there's transfer linebacker Caleb Wheatland out of Maryland. Another solid pickup because this is a 1-year rental kind of player. Veteran, has multiple years of college football experience. A guy who could potentially come in and be a mentor because we got a lot of young guys like Robert Woodyard, DeMarcus Riddick, Elijah Mendez, Xavier Atkinson, DJ Barber. There's a lot of young guys in this linebacker room. We're going to insert somebody who's a veteran, has plenty of playing experience at the Power 4 level. I would assume he will probably be a starter. Probably if I had to get if I had to guess, if the game was tomorrow, I would expect probably him and DeMarcus Riddick out there on the field. So a good solid pickup again for a 1-year rental. That come in, same thing that you saw with Keandre Lambert-Smith out of Penn State last year. He came in, was able to mentor, the Freeze 4 that came in and some of the other wide receivers. So pretty solid pickup right there in that regards. Jay Hardy, who was obviously in Auburn, who committed to Auburn, and I think started in 2020. I'm not sure how many games he played in. He ultimately goes and transfers to Liberty for a couple of years. Now he is back at Auburn. And again, another solid depth piece to add to that defensive line to really bolster that position. Again, we all knew that this was something that Auburn needed to do in the post-spring portal to really address that. I think, let me see. So the guys that are going out, we also had a couple of guys. I did talk about those last week, but Tyler Scott, I think he announced Sunday, I think it was, that he was entering the transfer portal. Dylan Gentry, he entered a couple of weeks ago. He is going to Jacksonville State. And J.R. Buckner, don't know who that is. Oh, he's a long snapper, so probably why I don't know who he is. Braden Joyner, so he's committed to Purdue. Okay. J.C. Hart, he went to Utah, where I think Landon King and there's another one on here where we'll get to in a second that went there. I can't remember his name. Terrence Love went to Colorado. Sam Jackson went to Oklahoma State. Percy Lewis, Ole Miss. Keontae Scott, Houston. CJ Johnson, he entered last week. Still waiting for a landing position for him. Darren Reed went to Mississippi State. Walker White, Baylor. Laquan. There's somebody else who went to Utah. I can't remember who it was, though. Where is he? Oh, I didn't know Holden Gerner went to Texas State. Michael Riley went to Texas A&M. E.J. Harris, Middle Tennessee. Grant Hidalgo. Gage Keys went to Kansas. Camden Brown went to Georgia Southern. TJ. Oh, so he went, okay. Caleb Wooden went to Arkansas, which you'll see him. Caleb Burton. I thought he was out of eligibility for some reason. No. I'm thinking I was thinking of somebody else. There was somebody else who committed to Utah. I know, or maybe I'm just crazy. I could have swore somebody committed to Utah. I can't think of who it was, but that's pretty much it for the Auburn side of things when it comes to football. They're bringing in, 18 transfers coming in, and I would probably say some of the corner, like Tyler Scott, I kind of hate. Thought he would be like a very talented cornerback. Braden Joyner, I thought obviously you brought in some portal offensive linemen and things like that. And I hate that Terrence Love didn't work out. He was such a huge get for Brian Harsin at the time, I believe, because there are a lot of players from Thompson out of Georgia that I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 players from that high school all planned to attend Auburn if they were offered. Brian Harsin didn't. I think Terrence Love was the only one that offered. I could be wrong about that. It's been a couple of years since I remember that. But that's it for the football side of things. As far as the basketball side of things, let's see. Auburn has really been doing work. So Kevin Overton, who was at Texas Tech, he came in. He's coming to Auburn. Keyshawn Murphy, which I think I touched on him last week. Keyshawn Hall. Elijah Freeman is another guy who is coming in. Who's a D2 player, very talented player. Let's see. Oh, they don't have the those guys are JUCO, so I don't think they'll be on. Yeah, those guys are JUCO, so I don't think they would be on here. Can I look at their? Let me see. I think I can look at their Auburn's roster this way. It should tell me everybody. No. This isn't everybody. I'm missing some other players that we got. I'm trying to think of their names. Surprised they don't have the JUCO, 2 JUCOs. Let's see. Can I go and no? All right, let me try it this way. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this might work. I think this should tell me. No, it's not giving me the full thing I want. It's a little annoying. So I may have to look it up. So also, okay. Anyway, Surprised. I don't know why I don't have the JUCOs on here, but anyway. Oh, wait. Can I do? Oh, I think I know where I can look. Hold on. I need to butcher that. Let me see if this works. Okay, so it doesn't. So it doesn't count for JUCO. Okay, that's well, it is what it is. So anyway, that's kind of annoying, but overall, so Auburn has these four: Kevin Overton, Keyshawn Murphy, Keyshawn Hall, Elijah Freeman. They got four there. They got the three freshmen coming in. So seven, and then they have the 7-foot JUCO guy, Okampa, and then that's 8. There's one more guy that I'm missing. Let's see if I can look up this way. I know where I can look. Let's see. All right, here we go. So I think he made a post about it. Oh, okay. So we have these four here. All right. Kevin Overton, Keyshawn Murphy, Keyshawn Hall, Elijah Freeman. 4 guys. Bashir, 5. Your 3 freshmen. That's 8. Oporum. If I said that name correct, that's 9. And obviously, if Tahad Pettifer comes back, that's 10. You still have 3 scholarships left. And so if that's the case, Auburn needs maybe like a starting center. I guess it depends on where Bruce and the staff are planning on playing guys. I think your starters. I think you need a starter big man in the middle, because I think you could play Keyshawn Murphy at the center position, but I think maybe you'll probably see him a lot more at the 4 position, kind of like that Janai Broom, Jabari Smith kind of player. Well, not kind of player, but like kind of position that we've seen a little bit. And then now one is potentially a backup point guard, because, unless you're fine with Magwood being the backup point guard to Dahad, but unless Bruce and the staff feel very comfortable in doing that, that would be a position. Like if the season was to start, I think Dahad would start, Keyshawn Hall would start, probably Kevin Overton will start, Keyshawn Murphy would start, and then your transfer center would start. And then like Bashir, Elijah Freeman, your freshman, and then whoever else you bring in, they will come off the bench, which could give you a lot more production from the bench that you got the latter part of this past season. So that is something that hopefully I look forward to. But you also got guy like Oporum, the 7-footer. He's a very much a developmental guy. So you're going to be working on getting him, acclimated, because he played his first full season as a freshman last year. There's a lot of room to grow as a player. So that same thing with Elijah Freeman. From what I can read from people, what they said about him, this is probably another a developmental player that could have a high upside, maybe like not NFL, NBA wise, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see on how things shape out in regards to that, because we still got a little bit ways to go. Like I said, Auburn's got 9 players on the roster now. Like, obviously, Tahad comes back. That's 10, and it's really something too, because if you look at like Chad Baker Mazzara, like I don't know if might have like screwed himself out of, might have screwed himself. And that's the thing that we're seeing is like a lot of these players, for the most part, like if you look at the Nico situation in college football was Tennessee, a lot of these players are probably listening to the wrong people. And now Nico landed at UCLA. Chad is still in the portal at this moment. There's no telling if he will end up anywhere. A school like I could probably see Baylor because Baylor needs some players. I don't think Baylor has anybody. Their entire roster of players is gone. Like they have 0 active players on. I want to look now. Now that I say that, I do want to look. Let's see. I don't think they have anybody. Oh, Ja'Kai Howard went to Utah. That's what I was thinking. When I was talking about on the football side of things, I was thinking of a third Auburn player going to Utah, or a second Auburn player going to Utah, and that's what it was. Let's see. Here we go. Let's go here. Go to 12. Okay. Looks like they've gotten some players the past couple of, like they had 7 players outgoing, and they got 6 incoming. Okay, so they did pick up some players, which is good. Because that kind of sucks that you're basically your entire roster left. So some out of eligibility, some to the draft, some to the portal. So, but yeah. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.